Hello and welcome back to Torun when we're about to witness the golden final of Speedway Ekstraliga Camp in 250cc category. It will be a little different as we enter a knock-off stage where we'll be witnessing first the quarterfinals, then the semifinals, and then later on in about an hour and 30 minutes, hopefully, the final. We have 16 riders who fought for the top 16 slots yesterday in the qualifying session. They are divided in 4 groups based on the places they took yesterday. Right now we're seeing the group number 1 with Wojciech Sachl in red, who was the winner of yesterday's qualification session. Then right next to him in blue helmet, that is Kacper Agalos Zimmermann from Germany, a 14-year-old born in Wrocław. Then in white, rider who placed 9th yesterday, that would be Damiris Filminov, and in yellow helmet, going around the outside, it's Vidas, who gained some speed and gained some traction on the outside, but is too slow yet to make it to the second position, as he is blocked by Firminov's Wojciech Sachl, making sure that he remains unbeaten in this category, as he was 12 points after 4 hits yesterday. Fantastic performance from the Czech Republic rider. Is now in first place, and then Zimmermann in 4th. End of hit number 1, Wojciech Sachl with the first win of the day in the golden final of 250cc category. Great start from Czech Republic rider. He's scoring 3 points and he makes sure that he wants to get to that semi-final. There are 4 riders in each group based on their performance from yesterday. Sachl was first, Firminov's was second, Zimmermann was 9th. I'm sorry, Firminov's was 8th, Zimmermann was 9th yesterday, and Vidas was in the 16th spot, the last spot of the day yesterday to make it to the golden final. Right now they're going to compete in 2 hits in their group, just 2 hits, 2 races between the same 4 riders, and 2 of them will make it to the semi-finals. And we're seeing that Sachl and Firminovs will be in the first 2 positions after hit number 1 in group number 1. Now we're moving on to second group with Mikkel Andersen, who did a fantastic job. Also went unbeaten yesterday in the qualifying session, but he placed second. Then Jansson from the 7th place, a Swedish rider right now in the white helmet. And Tim Videra from Germany in blue. He was 10th yesterday, and Zoltan Lovash in yellow right now on our screen. He only scored 4 points, but it was enough to make it to the golden final. And today everything starts from the beginning. There's 0 points for every rider at the beginning of the competition, at the beginning of the quarterfinal session that consists of 2 races in each group. Once again, Andersen, Videra, Jansson and Lovash. Jansson charging on the outside, getting into the first position ahead of Andersen. That is quite a little bit of a surprise, as Andersen did not lose to anyone yesterday. The Danish rider with a fantastic performance yesterday, making sure he wants to get into that first position. What a battle it is for 3 points in hit number 2. He cuts to the inside. Andersen looks fast, but not fast enough to get ahead of Jansson. Swedish rider riding defensively, but he is doing that so well that he only needs a lap and a half to get a 3 in group number 2 at the beginning of the golden final here. Mikkel Andersen on the inside, very close to the inside of the track, and now they're going head to head, shoulder to shoulder On the very last lap, Andersson gets ahead of the Swedish rider and he scores 3 points. What a battle! What a fantastic race that was for those two riders. Even though 2 spots promote you to go to the semi-final, you know that every single point may count, and Mikael Andersson is taking advantage of that as he is scoring 3 points in heat number 2.
First, Mikael Andersson, 3 points. Second, Anton Jansson, 2 points. Third, Zawodów, 1 point. Fourth, Videra.
Anton Jansson from Sweden, from Eskilstuna, a 15-year-old, placed 7th yesterday in the qualifying session, but he definitely looked fast here in heat number 2. One point for Zoltan Lovas, as we were witnessing a fight for 3 points in heat number 2. The Hungarian rider scored 1 point. That might be important later on with the second meeting of that group. And Team Videra from Germany, unfortunately for him, with 0 points, but obviously still has a chance to make it to the semi-finals. And that was absolutely a very tight battle between the Danish and the Swedish riders. Group number 3 with Adam Bednar from Czech Republic, placing highest yesterday in the qualifying session. He's in the red helmet right here, and he's going to start from gate number 1, and then on his right hand side we're going to see Sigvardsson from Sweden. He was 14th yesterday in the white helmet, a fantastic young man from Great Britain, a 13-year-old William Kearns, and the 4th in that heat, Otto Rak from Finland. Looks like the outside is where it's at, as there was a great charge from Otto Rag on the very first lap. He definitely gained some speed. Challenged Adam Bednar, but Czech Republic rider made sure that he gets the 3, as he was excellent yesterday, and he's starting with a win in heat number 3. Otto Rag yesterday did not manage to win a single race. He scored 5 points in 4 heats in the qualifying session, but is definitely looking sharp at the beginning of this competition here in the golden final. 1 point from Kearns from Great Britain, and no points for Sigvardsson from Sweden. Although I need to make a note that no one has scored points yet in this competition from gate number 2. Neither Videra, neither Zimmerman in earlier heats, and you could tell that Sigvardsson was struggling with getting out of gate number 2. And we're getting ready for heat number 4 to wrap it up for the first session of the qualifiers. We'll be seeing these guys one more time before they make their way to the semifinals. Sebastian Mayland from Denmark in red helmet, as he scored 4th place yesterday, only losing to Wojciech Zach. Then in blue, Hyjek Ludwiczak in white, and Bengtsson in yellow. Great move from Ludwiczak there on the outside, and he gets far from the white lane as he's looking for that material to push and to gain some extra speed. He's already getting ahead of Sebastian Mayland in second. Currently in the 3rd position, Patrick Hyjek, a German rider born in Bydgoszcz, and then in 4th, Bengtsson from Sweden. Great job from Szymon Ludwiczak, who scored 10 points yesterday. He was able to win 3 out of 4 races, scoring just 1 in his first appearance of the day yesterday. However, he starts pretty well here from gate number 3, goes to the outside, gets some traction, gets some speed, passes next to Mayland, and makes sure he gets the first win of the day in heat number 4. Hyjek with 1 point, Mayland with 2 points, and no points for Bengtsson, a Swedish rider from Avesta, a 14-year-old. Did a great job yesterday, scoring 6 points. He managed to score in every single out of 4 races yesterday, but unfortunately for him, starts with no points in heat number 4. I'm sure we'll be taking a short break right now, as the track is definitely drying up. We're already seeing some equipment on track to make sure that it gets some heavy watering. It will be dusty, it will be hot today at Motor Arena, but it will also be very interesting to see how it turns out after the second round, after the next 4 heats, as we will get to know the 8 riders that will make it to the semifinals. 2 from each group. Unfortunately, the other 8 will be eliminated, will be knocked off of the tournament, and it's gonna get very, very interesting. We've already seen some drama yesterday. We're looking forward to see some great action on the track today as well, and we'll be back shortly with heat number 5. And we're ready for some more action here in the quarterfinal session of 250cc Golden Final at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. Please keep in mind, this is the last heat of the qualifying session, of the quarterfinal session, qualifying for the semi-finals. The best two riders of that group, out of those four riders, will make it to semi-finals, with Wojciech Sachl scoring 3, Filminovs scoring 2, and Vidas scoring 1 point in heat number 1. Right now we are going to see Fridolin Vigas from Estonia in red helmet and Damiris Filminovs in blue, and we did see some struggles going off that gate number 2, so we'll see how the Latvian rider goes and deals with that issue. And then Wojciech Sachl, unbeaten in that competition in 250cc category, in the white helmet, Kacper Zimmerman in yellow going on the outside. A very tight between the three riders. Filminovs takes the lead, but Sachl looks very fast as he was trying to approach on the inside. He lost some speed there, and it's the Latvian rider who takes the lead in heat number 5. Wojciech Sachl, vice champion, the second runner-up in the Czech 250cc championship. Right now proving his talent and proving that he knows the angles at Moto Arena with his second 3 of the day. That would be 6th win in the competition here for Czech Republic rider. Since we started competing in Speedway Ekstraliga Camp yesterday, he is sure to make his way to the semi-final. And then Filminovs was ahead of him for the longest time in heat number 5, but as we're seeing it right now, he left too much space on the inside. Sachl knew exactly where to go. He was a bit faster, and he got ahead of the Latvian rider, scoring his second win. Filminovs scoring his second 2 of the day, which means that it is the Latvian and the Czech Republic rider that make it to the semi-final. Unfortunately for Vidas and Zimmerman, that is the end of competition here at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. And we're ready for heat number 6. It's Lovash, Jansson, Andersen and Videra. Andersen cutting to the inside from gate number 3. Great job by the Danish rider, but he's now being chased by Jansson, similarly to their first heat of the day. Zoltan Lovash desperately trying to make his way to the second position, and he might get it right now, as it seems as Jansson is having some issues. Anton Jansson managing to stay on the second position. That would definitely promote him to the semi-final. Mikael Andersen already way ahead of everybody in heat number 6. yet another 3 for Mikkel Andersen in this competition. Anton Jansson not as fast as in his first appearance of the day, but manages to score 2 points. And it is the first 2 riders from that group that finished 2nd and 7th in yesterday qualifiers that make it to the next semi-final. Zoltan Lovash from Hungary with 2 points in today's quarterfinal session. On the 3rd place here in that group, and Team Videra from Germany with the 4th place, 0 points, and 10th place yesterday for Videra. And we have the last 2 heats of quarterfinals left, with heat number 7 on the way. In red, we're gonna see Otto Rack from Finland. He's been racing for 7 years now. He was only 9 years old when he started riding bikes. And Otto has 2 points after the first heat in group number 3, with Adam Bednar taking the lead. A Czech Republic rider. Gate number 3. On his right hand side, Sigvardsson and Kearns on the left hand side in blue. Kearns can still make it to the semi-finals if he takes good points here, as he only has 1, but he is missing out on the start. He's pretty slow, and you can tell that Bednar is going to take the lead with Rack, Finnish rider, right behind him. Great job by Adam Bednar from Czech Republic, winning the 2nd race for him of the day, making sure he's securing that safe spot in the semi-final. Keep in mind that winners of their groups here in the quarterfinal session will get to choose their gates for the semi-finals first, ahead of everyone else. Bednar is gonna take the lead in quarterfinal 3, with Otto Rack behind him. Otto Rack racing on Brian Carger's engines. Very interesting of Brian Carger to prepare 250cc engines. And it's worth mentioning that Otto's favorite rider is Bartosz Marslik. We will see the Finnish rider in the semifinals as he takes 2nd place in group number 3. Unfortunately for Sigvardsson and Kearns, it is the end of the competition. Great job by Otto Rack. He was 14th yesterday. He was the lowest scoring rider in group number 3, but he did find his make to the semifinals. And we'll be seeing the last heat of the quarterfinal session with Bengtsson in red, Ludwicak in blue, Mejland in white, and Hyek in yellow. It is Mejland and Ludwicak on 2nd and 1st position in group number 4. Some fabulous speedway here in heat number 8 as Hyek is chasing Szymon Ludwiczak on the outside. He moved to the outside, he gained some speed, but he's not fast enough to chase the pole. He goes to the inside. He's getting close, but not close enough to threaten Szymon's first position. It comes as a surprise that Mejland is in the 3rd place, as he had 12 points yesterday, was beaten only by Sachl. Today he was already slower than Ludwiczak, and now he is in the 3rd place. That is the end of heat number 8. 3 points for Szymon Ludwiczak. Great job here, fighting for that first spot. Mejland scores 1. Patryk Hyek from Germany scores 2 points. And that is a very interesting situation because they both have 3 points in the quarterfinal. But it is Mejland who was higher in yesterday's qualifying session. And considering they both have 2 points and 1 point today, winning and losing to one another, it will be the Danish rider Sebastian Mejland who makes it to the semi-final. He secured his spot yesterday with great performance, 12 points, 4th place in the qualifying session, and that is promoting him over Hyek in today's quarterfinal session. Patryk Hyek, born in Bydgoszcz, from Lipsk, Germany, a 3 times German champion in 125 category, is eliminated from this competition, but he was really close. He was really pushing there on Ludwiczak to secure the first spot in the heat number 8. That would have given him the promotion to the semifinals. We'll be back shortly with general standings and with the semifinals. Just to let you know, it is quarterfinal 1 and quarterfinal 3 winners that will secure their gates, that will choose their gates in semifinal 1, and they will race against second riders from group 2 and group 4, as they will be choosing later on after the winners of the groups. And if you're wondering who's going to choose first, whether it's going to be the quarterfinal 1 or quarterfinal 3 winner, it is going to be the rider who was higher yesterday in the qualifying session. And same story in semifinal 2. The winner of 2nd and 4th group are choosing first, and they are going to race against quarterfinal 1 and quarterfinal 3 runner-ups.
My team is Lucas Jankowski and Kamil Antonevich. Lucas been working for, this will be the third season, and Kamil for the first season. Lucas I got in contact through a friend in contact in Germany, and when I was looking for a new team, and then through the window we then got in contact with Kamil through Lucas and made the deal pretty quick and got it all organised for the new season.
Ja odpowiadam za gaźniki, za sprzęgła. Kamil odpowiada za umycie motocykli. Także mamy tą pracę podzieloną. Oczywiście składamy, jeśli przychodzi do złożenia motocykli, robimy to we dwoje, także każdy wie, co ma robić.
U Roberta pracuję od tego sezonu dopiero. Ostatnie 2 sezony spędziłem w Niemczech u Maxa Dilgera, u zawodnika, który jeździ obecnie w drugiej lidze. I od tego sezonu jestem u Roberta. U Roberta w teamie odpowiadam przede wszystkim za to, żeby motory były czyste, jak przyjeżdżamy na zawody, żeby były wypolerowane i wspólnie z Łukaszem po umyciu składamy te motory razem.
To the meeting is mostly Lucas, because if not he's getting bored in the van, so he's always wanting to drive. But obviously when we're going on long trips, and then they both share the driving, and my job is to try and stay relaxed.
Gdy jedziemy na zawody, to staramy się kierować z Łukaszem pół na pół. Robert najczęściej wówczas kładzie się do łóżka i odpoczywa, aczkolwiek jeżeli jest potrzeba, gdzie my wspólnie nie dajemy już rady, to Robert też wsiada za kierownicę i też kieruje.
To zmęczony, zmieniamy, także trochę on, trochę ja. Przeważnie pół na pół. Robert mówi, co należy zmienić. To mówi, już to mówi nieraz, jak jeszcze kasko nie zdejmie, a jest na motorze. Nieraz kiwnie i wiemy, o co chodzi. Także decyzje ogólnie należą do niego.
Dajemy mu tutaj takie 2-3 minuty, żeby on ochłonął. Wówczas my w tym czasie ustawiamy sobie dmuchawy, rozbieramy tylne koło i wówczas Robert do nas podchodzi już, jak te emocje troszeczkę opadną i wówczas zazwyczaj dyskutujemy wspólnie na temat ustawień, no i wspólnie wybieramy najlepszą dla nas opcję na kolejny bieg.
So obviously he's like been good mates with me for the last 2 seasons or 2 years, even longer, and he's still involved heavily in Speedway. So you know, he's coming along to give some tips and advice, and just be a part of my team.
Jason Kramp jest z nami, on zazwyczaj albo najczęściej jest z nami na Grand Prix. Był z nami też tutaj na Mistrzostwach Ekstraligi Indywidualnych w Toruniu. Współpraca z Jasonem wygląda na tą chwilę dobrze, wszystko przebiega w porządku. Wówczas podczas Grand Prix to Jason rozmawia z Robertem na temat ustawień i to oni wówczas podejmują najczęściej decyzje, a nam tylko ta decyzja jest wówczas przekazana i my to wprowadzamy w życie. My pracujemy u zawodnika z Grand Prix. Tutaj wszystko musi być dopieszczone i wylizane, także tutaj nie ma rzeczy, na które możemy sobie pozwolić, żeby tam coś było niezrobione. Pewnie są takie rzeczy, gdzie przykładowo musi coś zawsze w tym samym miejscu stać, czy ten sam laciak musi założyć. Ma takie swoje niektóre rzeczy, na które my już wiemy, że musimy zwrócić uwagę, ale to są niuanse, to po prostu przykładowo Łukasz zawsze zakłada Robertowi Kevlar. Raz ja chciałem założyć, powiedział nie, Łukasz zawsze zakłada.
That was Robert Lambert and his team. Robert Lambert is locals' favorite here in Toruń at Motor Arena, where he's a star of the Apator team. And he also just announced that he will be extending his contract in Ekstraliga in Toruń for the next 2 years. If you have any questions regarding Polish Ekstraliga, please let us know in our social media, and also let us know on our YouTube chat. Who do you support? Do you have a favorite rider, or do you have a favorite team in Poland, or maybe in this competition, in the final of 250cc competition? We've definitely seen some great action today already, and we're about to see more as we're waiting for the semifinals. The riders are now choosing their gates for these 2 semifinals, and obviously we're going to repeat that with the final, where we're gonna see the top four from the semifinals. And we're watching what happened today so far. As you may already know, the top two riders from each semifinal will make it to the final. And obviously the winners of those semifinals will choose first. Again, the rider who placed higher yesterday in the qualifying session will choose as the first one, then the second winner of the second semifinal, and then two runner-ups. Between those runner-ups, obviously, same rule applies. It will be the one who placed higher yesterday in the qualifying session who chooses as the third rider for the final, and the last one takes the last gate left.
do półfinału pierwszym. W kasku czerwonym in red in semifinal 1 in red Wojtek Szachl. Niebieskim in blue Sebastian Mailand. Białym in white Adam Bednarz. Żółtym in yellow Anton Jansson. Once again, semifinal 1, red Szachl, blue Mailand, white Bednarz, yellow Jansson. Dziś w półfinale drugim.
And we're back for the last three races of the golden final of 250cc category, and we already know the gates that those riders chose for their semifinals. Wojciech Sachl, who was choosing as the first one for semifinal 1, chose the first gate close to the inside, and then very interesting choice from Adam Bednar, his compatriot from Czech Republic, as he was choosing second, and he decided to pick gate number 3, so we're gonna see him in white helmet, and then Sebastian Mailand, choosing as the third rider for semi-final 1, decided to start with blue helmet from gate number 2, and no other gate than gate 4 left for Jansson. Very interesting choices. Just to let you know, there has been 16 points scored from gate 1 and 16 points scored from gate 3 in those 8 heats that we've seen so far in this competition. Only 9 points scored from gate number 2, and then right off the fence from gate number 4, only 6 points scored. So 16, 9, 16 and 6 points, but please keep in mind that it is heavily affected by the riders who were starting from gates 1 and 3, as they were their leaders after qualifying sessions. But nonetheless, Wojciech Sachl choosing gate number 1 and Adam Bednar choosing gate number 2. Very, very interesting choice. When it comes to the Czech Republic riders, they know each other pretty well, as they are champion and the runner-up of individual Czech Republic Championship in 250cc category. Adam Bednar is a gold one, and Wojciech Sachl is silver this year, so pretty strong from Czech Republic. Bednar is also the bronze medalist from the individual world championship in 250cc category. Sachl in red, Bednar in white. They are their favorites, as they are doing greatly today and yesterday. Mailand did fantastic job yesterday. He's now in blue, but he's not that fast today. He has not managed to win a race amongst those two that we've already seen him today. He's gonna start in blue, and then Jansson from Sweden getting ready to start from gate number 4, a 15-year-old rider from Eskilstuna. Anton Jansson, funny enough and oddly enough, is also a Swedish champion, individual Swedish champion in 85cc category from last year. Let's go with semi-final number 1. Sachl, Mailand, Bednar and Jansson. Jansson making a good start on the outside, but not as fast as Sachl. Jansson takes it all on the outside, and it is the Swedish rider who's in the first place at the moment. Sachl holding up to the second place, so he can make it to the final as the runner-up. Mailand going strong in the third position, trying to make his way forward into the second place to get a promotion to the final. Oddly enough, Adam Bednar, the best Czech rider in 250cc category, in the last place. Adam Bednar has not lost a race today, has not lost a race yesterday, but he is about to lose the spot in the final, as he is taking the 4th place in semi-final number 1. It is the fantastic start of Jansson, of Anton Jansson from Sweden, who managed to get around the outside, cut to the inside, and he is now in the first position. What a move from a Swedish rider. Sachl is going to be second, so he's going to make his way to the final. Mailand was close, but he takes the 3rd place in semi-final 1. And it is Adam Bednar who did not score in the semi-final, so choosing that 3rd gate might not have been the best option for the best Czech rider at the moment. He is eliminated from the tournament alongside with Mailand, but we will see Anton Jansson and Wojtek Sachl in the final of the golden final of 250cc category. Absolutely fantastic performance by Anton Jansson from Sweden in yellow here. He did not manage to win a race in the quarterfinals, as he placed second 2 times in a row, but he made his way to the final through winning semi-final number 1 and beating some strong competition with Mayland and Bednar left out of the final. And now we're getting ready for the semi-final number 2. Andersen, who was choosing as the first rider, as the winner of group number 2, selected gate number 1 on the inside, and then Ludwiczak in blue. We're seeing a Latvian rider, Damirs Filimonovs in white, and Otorak in yellow on the outside. Ludwiczak making a very strong start, cutting to the inside, making sure Andersen is behind him, and it is the Polish rider who takes the lead on lap number 1. Andersen struggling a little bit on that second bend, but he definitely is in the spot that will promote him to the final. Right now, at the moment, in the 3rd position, the Finnish rider Otorak trying to close the gap with Andersen, but he is left behind alongside with his good friend Damirs Filimonovs from Latvia. Very interesting results of semi-final number 2, as Szymon Ludwiczak won the semi-final. Mikkel Andersen, who was unbeaten so far in 6 heats of this tournament today and yesterday, finds the very first opponent to beat him, and that was a great job right off the start for Szymon Ludwiczak. The Pole and the Danish rider are making their way to the final. It is Rak in the 3rd position and Damirs Filimonovs that are eliminated from the tournament. I mentioned that they're good friends because they do ride as a pair in the European Pair Championship in 250cc categories. Right now they had to compete with one another, and unfortunately for them, neither of Finnish nor Latvian rider made it to the final. Very interesting lineup for heat number 11, which is the grand finale of the golden final of 250cc category. We're seeing the results of semi-final number 2. Szymon Ludwiczak winning over Mikkel Andersen. It is even more interesting considering that Ludwiczak had 10 points in the qualifying session, placed 4th, because he was 3rd in his very first heat of yesterday's competition. He lost to Bednar and Mikkelsen. We're not gonna see Bednar in the final, and Ludwiczak took his revenge on Andersen for yesterday's heat number 3. We're watching the highlights from both of the semi-finals. Absolutely fantastic start from Anton Jansson of Sweden. Great job also by Wojciech Sachl, securing his spot in the final. And we're getting ready for the grand finale of 250cc category. Just to let you know, I'm counting the points from the qualifier session and from the semifinals, and it is Jansson and Ludwiczak who are going to select their gates first. Ludwiczak placed 5th yesterday, and Jansson was 7th, which means that is the Polish rider who's going to select his gate first, and then Anton Jansson will select 2nd. And then amongst runner-ups, it is Sachl and Andersen. It is Sachl who was higher yesterday in the qualifier sessions. Although they did both score 12 points, they did not compete against one another. But it is the Andersen, the Danish rider, who will choose lastly. He will take the last gate left for him after the Czech Republic rider selects his gate. Very interesting to see what Szymon Ludwiczek is going to select as his first choice for the final, but we will find out shortly after a short clip.
Generalnie sprawdza się to, jaka w ogóle jest przyczepność tego toru, żeby mniej więcej można było określić, jakie przełożenie chcemy założyć na motocykl, to jest jedno. Drugie, wiadomo, jeszcze tam w tych ustawieniach jest dużo rzeczy, bo to nie tylko zębatka, ale też długość motocykla i musimy się na to wszystko dobrze przygotować, czyli przyczepność toru, to też między innymi długość motocykla i to też jest moim zdaniem dla mnie bardzo ważne. No i mniej więcej widzimy, co się dzieje z tym torem, możemy w jakieś plany sobie do głowy wrzucać A, B, czyli idziemy wyżej, niżej, żeby sobie mniej więcej to układać wcześniej, a później po prostu już wykonywać zadania podczas zawodów. No i co? Mi przede wszystkim śrubokręt pomaga w tym, że widzę, ile mi się wbija w tą nawierzchnię i widzę po prostu, jaka jest przyczepność tego toru i wiem mniej więcej, jaką zębatkę i długość motocykla użyć. No tutaj widzimy na przykład, że nie ma jej za wiele, w tym miejscu akurat wchodzi nam tylko tyle, bo fajnie właśnie ta ziemia pokazuje tam, gdzie się zatrzymuje, mniej więcej nam się wbiło. Zobaczymy na przykład w tym miejscu jest tak samo bardzo twardo, tu nam się nie przykleiło, ale widać, że na przykład tutaj wyjście w tym miejscu akurat nie jest zbyt przyczepne. To jest też tak, że czasami jest okazja, tak w sklepach, no nie, że masz nagle okazję i albo ją możesz wykorzystać, bo ktoś się zamieszał, albo popełni jakiś błąd, albo coś zupełnie, ktoś go wywiózł i wtedy na przykład warto to wykorzystać, natomiast jak nie ma tej okazji, to chyba warto gdzieś tam budować tą prędkość, mieć jakiś plan z kółka na kółko. Czasami też warto mylić też przeciwnika, czyli pojawiać mu się z różnych stron. Przeciwnik sam wtedy poprzez to popełnia błąd i jedzie tam, gdzie nie powinien, bo po prostu chce wyhamować zawodnika, zablokować go, a tak naprawdę może się wpędzić w kozi róg i zostać na twardym właśnie odcinku toru, a ty możesz po zewnętrznej czy tam po tej nawierzchni jakiejś przyczepniejszej wyprzedzić. Po prostu tutaj, gdzie jest sucho, to trzeba dolać, a tu, gdzie jest mokro, jest mocniej po prostu przelane. Nie jest łatwo polać po prostu ten tor, ponieważ ciężarówka, która leje, rozprasza i jest też wiatr. On czasami zawieje na lewo czy na prawo, tak samo jak zamkniemy zawór, on się jeszcze troszeczkę tej wody wylewa i zawsze musimy mieć jakieś plamki, na przykład możemy teraz popatrzeć, gdzieś suche, bardziej mokre i nawet na środku się pojawi nam bardziej sucha plamka, bo nie jesteśmy tego uniknąć w stanie. Nie, oczywiście zatrzyma. To jest właśnie niepolany materiał i on właśnie bardziej spieka, bardziej sknie i on jest po prostu bardziej śliski. Tutaj to tak naprawdę trener nas dobrze zna, mnie między innymi też, że trener wie, że ja lubię jeździć w biegach przed równaniem, żeby było więcej tej nawierzchni, natomiast po równaniu po prostu nie lubię, bo jest za dużo wody, ta szpryca jest po prostu taka, że mocno hamuje, a nie ma tej przyczepności, no i ciężko jest wyprzedzać, więc ja lubię właśnie jechać przed równaniem. Nie, przywoziłbym dużo zer, po prostu by tak było. Natomiast wydaje mi się, że kibice byliby bardzo znudzeni, no bo to właśnie chyba cała frajda w tym żużlu to chyba te wyprzedzania.
Pozostał już tylko wyścig finałowy Speedway Ekstraliga Camp 2022 w kategorii 250 cm3 i 4 zawodników w stawce 4 finalistów, którzy pojadą w następującej kolejności. Na torach startowych pasku czerwonym in red Anton Jansson, W niebieskim in blue Szymon Ludwiczak. W białym in white Mikael Andersen, a w żółtym in yellow Wojtek Szachl.
And we were just given the final order of the gates for the final of 250cc category, and yet again we're seeing some interesting choices. Szymon Ludwiczak, choosing first, decided to go for the same gate number 2 as in his semi-final, and then Anton Jansson, who won semi-final number 1, switched from the outside gate to the inside gate, so we're gonna see him in red on gate number 1. Then Mikael Andersen was left with a white helmet with gate number 3, and Wojtek Sachl from Czech Republic chose to go from the outside gate. So, well, looks like Jansson and Sachl swapped gates that they faced each other from in semi-final number 1. We all remember that great maneuver from Jansson going all the way from the outside to the inside lane, leaving behind all 3 other riders. But Jansson does not want to risk it again. But it will be Sachl who lost to Jansson from gate number 1 in semi-final 1. That is going from the fence. You can see Robert Kościecha, one of the top coaches for youth development in Poland, giving the last piece of advice to Szymon Ludwiczak in blue. It is also very interesting that for the longest time we had a few unbeaten riders in 250cc category. But at this point of the competition, everyone has lost at least once, with Wojciech Sachl coming second to Jansson in semi-final number 1, and Andersen coming second behind Ludwiczak in semi-final number 2. Anton Jansson, a 15-year-old who's the current Swedish champion in 85cc category. In red, Szymon Ludwiczak, who is the current leader of Ekstraliga Camp, that is 250cc category in Poland this season. A great job from a pole rider who started in Rybnik at the Rybki Rybnik, that is the youth development program. Now in a white and green colors, that is Włókniarz Częstochowa, his future Ekstraliga team. And then in white, Mikael Andersen, current 250cc European champion, obviously coming from a Speedway family. His father Brian was also a great rider. Now Mikael Andersen in white, and we're seeing in yellow Wojciech Sachl, a runner-up in Czech Republic 250cc category. Not a worse start for Andersen as he takes the lead, and leaving behind Szymon Ludwiczak in blue. Anton Jansson making his way on the inside lane into the third place, as we're seeing Sachl going absolutely nuts, almost getting to the second position. But Ludwiczak managed to defend himself. Sachl is pretty fast in yellow, leaving Jansson behind him. But it is Mikael Andersen in the front as he takes a wide turn, going wide to look for that extra material to gain some traction, to gain some speed, and he's doing absolutely fabulous in the final. Mikael Andersen about to take the win in the very first tournament of 250cc category at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. Mikael Andersen will be first, Ludwiczak takes the second, takes the silver, and it is Sachl who comes third, even though he had to battle Anton Jansson, who almost got him at the finish line. Fantastic battle between three riders, but it is Mikael Andersen who was very confident in the final. Great start from gate number 3. What a wonderful talent of Mikael Andersen. He's won a lot of trophies in his life, mostly on smaller tracks with smaller bikes, 255cc and 85cc. He switched to 250 and he is doing greatly as he is European champion, and right now he is the first winner of the golden final at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. Let's look at it one more time with Mikael Andersen going from gate number 3. Fantastic start. You can see he was working with the clutch with his left hand to make sure that he was not going upwards, he was going forward. Managed to close Ludwicak and Jansson on the inside. That was a very poor start of Wojciech Sachle. Wojciech Sachle from gate number 4, but he manages to squeeze in on the inside, and he was pretty close to get to that second position as Ludwicak was really defending that second place. Fabulous racing here in the golden final, not just in the semis, not just in the final, but also in earlier stages. And Mikael Andersen, who was slower than Ludwicak in the semifinal, takes his revenge on the Polish rider. Ludwicak came second. With Sachle battling throughout all 4 laps to secure that third position. He's going to be on the podium. And Jansson from Sweden, who was 7th in the quarterfinal, in the qualifier session, managed to get to the semifinal, win it over Sachle, but loses to the Czech Republic rider in the final. We already know who is the best rider amongst 250cc riders at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. Congratulations also to Ludwicak and Sachle. And thank you very much, guys, for joining us. We'll be back shortly. I'm just looking at my watch. It is going to be at 1:30 p.m. So we have plenty of time before we start a competition for 500cc category. And I'm sure if we've already seen some great racing today, there's going to be even more in the silver final at 1:30 p.m. for the 500cc category. And then later on, the main event at 4:30 p.m. as we will be witnessing some of the most dramatic and some most fabulous action on the track with the best riders of 500cc category. So 1:30 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. those are the times for you guys to follow Speedway Ekstraliga YouTube channel, as we will be broadcasting the last 2 events of the day, the last 2 events of Speedway Ekstraliga Camp here at Motor Arena Toruń. That'll be all. That'll be a wrap for us with 250cc category. Thank you for joining us today, Marcin Musial. It was my pleasure, and I'll check with you guys later at 1:30 p.m.